Hi everyone, welcome to episode 51 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm David Lee.
And David is going to be my co-host today. David has worked with us for several years now, and Weston's out of town, and so we thought it'd be kind of fun to have David come in and...
Your surprise host.
Yeah.
It's me. He does exist.
So anything going on in the real estate market that you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about some upcoming condos and new listings for us. And
Okay.
Go from there.
That sounds great. There's the homes we picked today are all Oak Lawn and Uptown based, and so they're all kind of inner city. A lot of commonalities. One of the things we also did was pick the same price point for all of them, and so it's just kind of show you what you can get in different parts of Oak Lawn, because they really do vary from like part to part to part.
Yeah.
So
Location, different types of layout settings. Floor plans are really different. Got a common ones that kind of have that downstairs that walk up. So yeah, it'll be good for today and see where they're at.
Okay. Our first one today is at 2950 McKinney Avenue, and this is really kind of the heart of State Thomas. The State Thomas area was designated one of the, it's not a historical area, but there's a city designation for it that happened in 1986. And the neighborhood really kind of went through a transformation in that late 80s, early 90s. And I mean, talk about walkability. I didn't look this one's walkability score up, but I'll bet we're probably high 90s.
I think you'd walk pretty much everywhere that you needed, at least, trolley, groceries, coffee in the morning.
Yeah, and this is not very far from where that new H-E-B store that it gets talked about that it's coming in and it's not coming in, and right there between the two lemons on McKinney Avenue, this would be perfect walking distance
right
to that.
there.
So, as you can see here, the exterior of the building, this was built in 2006. And this was one of the first multifamily buildings that was built in the State Thomas area, and kind of helped kick off part of the Uptown movement down there. The unit itself is a fourth floor unit, and this looks out to the western side of the building. One of the things about this building that we've heard people talk about is that there is a noise issue in some parts of it, because it does front right there on the McKinney where you hear the trolley and all of that. And this one does not. It's kind of
you're kind of off that corner and kind of blocked by it. Still have a lot of view, really good natural light from all the windows, but really quiet on the inside.
Wood floors pretty much all the way through this unit. As you walk into it, you get to see the living room that we just saw, and then the kitchen's got solid surface countertops in it, nice cabinetry, stainless steel appliances. It's got a very, that very enjoyable style that everybody likes, where the kitchen's open to the dining room.
A lot of livable space. That one, my favorite part is that extra bar seating. You get a lot of people in there, kind of cram them 3 to 5. I mean, that's a good spot.
It really is. And, people just love being able to sit there, especially when somebody else is doing the work and cooking.
Because no matter how big the house is, that kitchen, everyone's there. It could be 10 by 10, it could be 20 by 20. I mean, it doesn't matter. They're all going to be right there in your space.
Yeah. And master bedroom on this one's really great size. It's got the accent wall that's already done. Nice fixtures. The drapes in this really went very well, I think, with the color scheme of the whole place. And this is one of those complexes where they created all of the wet area in one space. And so within the glass walls there, you have the shower, you got the tub, you got the bench to shave your legs with, still the double vanities with the granite countertops in it. Just a really great layout.
That shower is the best shower for pets.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Lock them in. Yeah, they can't get out. I mean, we have it like that, so on purpose. And really good user friendly.
That's great. Guest room is the same way, good, oversized. It's got the little balcony off of the guest area. It kind of enters off the living room, but it's right there off of the guest guest bedroom, and then guest bath.
Yeah, really good sized guest bath and easy, kind of separate from each other. So you have your space. If you had a roommate, they would have theirs, or even as a guest suite. So.
Yeah, and the complex has limited amenities, which helps keep the cost of your HOA fees down. There are 2 elevators in the building. This is one of the common spaces that's outdoors on the second level, back on the cemetery side of the building. And people really like that cemetery side of the building. I think it kind of oogs some people out.
It's your quietest neighbors.
Yeah, your quietest neighbors.
They're not going anywhere, but they don't make a lot of noise.
Yep. And the other outdoor amenity this has is a really cool pool. And I know that pool doesn't get a lot of use because one of my buddies owns that unit right above that with the grill on it there.
It's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Your own private oasis.
Yep. So 2950 McKinney Avenue, number 403, is a really great unit. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,185 square feet, priced at $395, which brings us in about $333 a square foot. So let us move on to our next one. So this is 4614 Cedar Springs, number C. And this is a really cool complex that is 10 units. It's right there on Cedar Springs, just right as where Kings Road comes in. And is really kind of surrounded by lots of multifamily. This is a really nice little unit that's tucked in there.
Yeah, that little section's kind of just tucked in the back there, kind of by itself, but not overwhelmingly large. So you kind of feel like you have your own still little space and just your small pocket of neighbors right there.
Yeah, and
nice.
this, I think one of the best things about this is you've got such great access over to the medical district.
Yeah, you're right down the street, and talk about walkability in that neighborhood, in that area. I mean, just the dog park's right across the street, really quick access to the tollway. Walk down to Maple Avenue with all that new development, Maple and Motors for burgers. I mean, it's easy. Just walk out your door and get your groceries, everything. So.
And many times, people are concerned about parking when you're on a street like Cedar Springs, but this one's got a little bit of guest parking in the front. It's got all of that guest parking in the back that we saw. And being a small 10-unit complex, it's just, you're not fighting with all of those people for
And you have
space.
your garage parking for yourself, so your neighbors, there was plenty of spots when you came by and stuff, and gated, so.
Yeah, a great example of the front view right here. This is 10 units in 2 buildings, run parallel to one another. The center area is where the driveway is on all of them, and then on the exterior is where all the sidewalks of the front doors are. The style on this is kind of that, I don't want to call it contemporary, although it's
pretty contemporary. I like that walk up. You have your own private entrance. This one is perfect for that kind of split living. If you have a roommate situation or guests that stay longer, in-laws, you walk into that classic set where it's a downstairs bedroom, bathroom, and then walk up to the main living area. The nice thing is starts on that ground level.
And this has, like you said, the private bath off of it. Just out beyond that is the 2-car garage. Going up the stairs, this has wood floors going up the stairs, and I think throughout that second level. And again, it's kind of that open style where the kitchen flows into the dining room and flows into the living room.
This one has a great space of kitchen space and that open cabinetry with a lot of storage.
This unit also faces, if I'm not mistaken, the windows on this face south. So you're going to get some really good natural light coming into it. That window that's over the sink right there would be facing kind of to the north or out between the 2 buildings, but on the second floor you still get good natural light.
It had a lot of good lighting in it. This was the one, I think, I don't know, do you have a picture of it or not, for that upstairs, that kind of secondary office space was really nice.
Yeah.
Because you're not losing a bedroom, you're not working in your living room or kitchen, just have a nice dedicated built-in space. That was a nice little bonus.
Yeah, some friends of ours actually owned a unit in this complex, and one of them worked at home from the time, and they had that all set up just totally as their office space. That was another picture of the living room that kind of flows from the kitchen back and forth with the gas fireplace in it.
There we go.
Here's the office space that David was talking about, and it's right there connected to the master bedroom, has the washer and dryer on that level. I've always thought that makes so much sense to have the washer and dryer where your bedrooms are, certainly where your master bedroom is.
They were ahead of their time on that one too. We're seeing that trend coming now, and it's nice to see it when things are, built a little bit prior to that, and it's just easy because you're right there, everything. You're not creating laundry up and down the stairs. So.
Yeah, and these were done with some really unique windows. There were a lot of windows that were in that master bedroom, and then that kind of flows into the master bath here with the quartz countertops, the double sink, the separate tub and shower. That photograph kind of takes place after you get to see the shower there, but it's really a good size
Yeah,
shower.
really good size bathroom. I mean, a great size unit. This one was, what, 1,700 square feet, and kind of the way it's laid out, really open living space.
Yep. And this is the picture of the rooftop deck, which is just, I mean, it's kind of the finishing touch to this unit. So.
Yeah, and this one's interesting because the furniture and the awnings convey with the sale, so easy
great.
peasy. Just move in, get up there, open a bottle of wine, and you're set for the evening.
True. So 4614 Cedar Springs Road, number C, is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, about 1,700 square feet, priced at $374,900, and which brings it in about $218 a square foot. And we want to say thank you to Lance Bland for letting us talk about his listing today. So thank you, Lance. So our next one, we're going to zip over just to the other side of Oak Lawn. And, you know, to me, Oak Lawn's kind of divided up into at least 3 areas. And you've got the area that is like between Cedar Springs and Maple, where we just were with that one. And you've got Cedar Springs to Lemon, which is a single-family subdivision that you have done a lot of business
a little
in.
pocket of Vandalia and Perry Heights area that you just don't see anything like that in that area.
You
So
really
it's
don't.
3 blocks of homes that.
And then the last area is the Lemon Avenue that goes all the way over to Highland Park, and that's where this unit is located. 4310 Bowser, number 109. Tell us a little bit about the neighborhood over there.
Well, this one, talk about walkability. I mean, the score is 82. So, I mean, you could probably get away with not having a car, kind of staying in that area. I mean, you could walk to Whole Foods. You can do everything in dinner from Chipotle to Bob's Steakhouse. I mean, it runs the gamut all the way down Lemon. I mean, you're right kind of in the heart of everything there. If you do drive, I mean, the direct access to the tollway, I mean, you hop right on it, right down one street. So
Yeah.
being in that area with that, and like I said, if you want to walk up to the residential area like Perry Heights, where everyone walks their dogs and walk down to the park, I mean, it's just a really great walkable street.
And this was one of those, I think, really interesting complexes that was built in the 70s, but it's very contemporary.
Yeah, I love the architectural style on this one, the kind of modern, kind of Asian flair on the red doors, and but the, you know, even keeping it updated and painted. I mean, you really get that feel of walking up to it. It's a cool unit.
Yeah, and this was not a complex that was converted to sale. This was, I think, built as condos.
Always done that way.
Yeah, and you know, it's just always been maintained with the lush gardens like you see there. What did you think when you went inside?
This one's kind of a showstopper. I mean, you've got, where else are you going to have a condo that you have room for your baby grand piano and still cooking? So I kind of see myself up on that top balcony singing down, having them play. I mean, this one gets you pretty good. I mean, it's a lot of space, and it's just a cool vibe. I mean, you get the kind of, just the feel of it. The building itself is very contemporary.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yep, the travertine floors.
Take a little ivories there while I cook.
Yeah. Fireplace in this one also. It's got, I couldn't tell if that was a gas or electric fireplace, but it's one of those that's a ventless
Yeah, I
fireplace.
think it's that ventless one, so it doesn't actually vent outside, so it's kind of more ambiance and look and stuff, but it really goes with the look of that unit.
Yeah, great separation of the dining room from the living room, because you've got to go up that half flight of stairs. And then you've got that really spectacular chandelier right there in the middle of that room that just kind of centers the whole thing.
Yeah, this one did some really unique lighting, fans and stuff in the fixtures, really cool streamlined cabinetry, just a real nice vibe to it. So.
Yep. Kitchen has been redone nicely. These are kind of an epoxy finish cabinetry. It's got they're not wood floors. I think they're some kind of vinyl.
Kind of like that luxury vinyl that's really common now. It's basically indestructible. I mean, you can't. It's just been great. It's easy to get. It's for wet areas if you have pets. So yeah, it's a great product.
Yep. And then this is the guest room that they've got set up as a little office area. Also has an attached full bath in there. And I think we get to see the powder room
Yeah,
next.
the powder room is a really nice, kind of that grass cloth look, and it really, there we go, on the main level. This one too had the really good separation from the bedrooms. Like I said, if you had that situation where, you know, someone stayed, or even a roommate, you know, it works really well.
Quartz countertops, undermount sink, nice fixtures, really done well. From there, you go out up to the what's really the third floor with the master bedroom, vaulted ceilings. You get the exposed beams that have been painted out just so they don't really stand out.
With lots of natural light and that accent wall, then it opens up in the bathroom.
Yeah, a full bath that's attached to this has been redone very nicely. Again, the quartz countertops, low flow commodes, solid flooring. It's I think
Turnkey ready. I mean, this one has been pretty well updated.
Yeah, and we don't have this in our pictures, but you have a 2-car garage that's attached to this on the same level as you come into, that's got the washer and dryer down there.
This one too is one of, I think, the most unique things right? The outdoor space. If you're really looking for something that's got a patio on the main level, this one has the space that you need. So.
Yeah. So 4310 Bowser number 109 is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath home built in 1974. The list price on it's $369,000, which brings it in about $274 a square foot. And for something that's redone this nicely, it's a really great value. So
a lot of living space in that one.
So 3 really good homes in the Oaklawn uptown area, really kind of the inner city living, urban living.
Yeah, way in that loop. I mean, you're right there where you want to be with everything.
And I think you made a really good point that if you don't want to drive, we have so many people moving here from other cities that driving's not as big a deal as it is in Texas.
Where's the butt? We're like, we don't do that here.
Yeah,
we're learning.
Yeah,
we're learning.
These are great neighborhoods and great homes for that. So. Thank you very much to Jason Bates and Ryan Strife for letting us talk about that listing today. So, well, next we are going to move on and we are going to talk to Jeremy Radcliffe from SWBC Mortgage. And as you know, Jeremy is our preferred lender. We're going to talk today about the Fed rate change that occurred a couple of weeks ago and how that affects mortgage rates long term. We have to be able to hear Jeremy unless we're really good lip readers. We have to wear our headphones. So
this messes up my hair.
Yeah, there we go.
It's not an issue for some.
So you don't have to take them off.
Can you guys hear me?
I'll just leave them.
We can. Hey, Jeremy, how are you today?
All right, here we go. Well, second time, I guess it works second time around, right, Jeff?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So
well, great to be on the show. Thanks again.
Glad you're here. So tell us about, there are so many people that the Fed rate changed. What's going on with mortgage rates? Tell us how that impacts your business. And
yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. So a lot of people don't know this, but this is the first time the Fed has dropped rates since 2008. So it's been almost 10 years in terms of a rate change. So pretty significant economic event. What was kind of interesting too, if you follow Twitter very much, about 2 weeks ago, so 2 Fridays ago, it was the same time the Fed was meeting at the Jackson Hole Symposium. There was some information coming out indicating that economically things were doing well. There was some positive vibes. And then there was a tweet that went out by President Trump, who, in terms of some of the trade wars going on with China, and it kind of changed things. So as a result, interest rates have continued to drop. And we're kind of been seeing this crazy, everyone's kind of trying to figure out exactly where is this going. There's definitely a refinance boom right now with clients who have even just 6, 7, 8 months ago had bought homes. They're starting to see interest rates drop from where they originally were. And so it's kind of an interesting dynamic. And there's even talks of maybe the Fed dropping rates, another quarter point, maybe even more before the end of the year.
That's just amazing to me.
Yeah.
I don't have another comment other than that's amazing to me. So,
and it's quite amazing too, because if you think about, if you consider on a $200,000, mortgage, in some cases, people are dropping a whole point in terms of rate. And that's a pretty hefty, monthly payment change. So it's about 10% on your monthly principal and interest. So, I just say that to say there is definitely some momentum in terms of what's going on with interest rates. The other thing too is it's gotten kind of people thinking, wow, I hear interest rates are low. Is this a good time to buy? And you guys could speak to this in terms of what's going on in the market. But from an affordability standpoint, I think it's opening people's eyes.
Yeah, it's it kind of seems to me like we've had some people that have been on the fence, and not because of rates necessarily, but they've just not jumped out there. And this is. It's funny how either a rate drop can push people to do something, or a rate increase can push people to do something. Uncertainty makes people.
It's right when everything's going steady, nobody wants to do anything, right? Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And
Sorry.
so how do you, that's okay. So how do you help people analyze whether, it makes sense for them to refinance or buy a house now?
So a lot of it comes down to, well, just to answer the first question about a refinance, there are, when you're taking an existing loan, and essentially it can be confusing because not everybody's done a refinance before, but you're taking the old loan that you had signed on. Let's say you were in the 4s at that time. You had a loan based on a certain percentage rate that's never going to change as long as you're in that particular rate. And what you do is you say, okay, well, if interest rates have dropped, I'm going to pay off that old loan, and then I'm going to refinance that into current market rates. Well, the thing you have to take into consideration is there are some upfront costs in terms of doing a refinance. Everything from updating your lender's title policy. In cases you may need to get a new appraisal. Lenders have fees, recording fees, title company fees, all of those things come into play. And so you do a little bit of a cost benefit analysis to say, okay, what's the total cost in terms of what's it going to cost me in terms of actual dollars? And then the trade-off is, what am I going to save on a monthly basis? And in most cases, you can get to a pretty clear break-even standpoint. And that's what we do for a lot of our clients, and just take that dollar amount and figure out, here's what you're going to save over the next 24, 48, 60 months, and then make sure that that fits within their overall goals in terms of that time frame. With regards to the question on buying, it's also the same thing of where I've had people who maybe in a few cases couldn't qualify 6 months, 12 months ago because of high debt to income ratios. They might now be able to qualify because of the way interest rates have dropped. The other thing is just considering the overall, hey, what am I comfortable with in terms of my monthly payment? Am I comfortable with, now I've kind of dropped down to this new level that, wow, I didn't realize, what that payment changed. $100 a month or $200 a month can make a significant difference on a budget. So,
Yeah, that's very true.
definitely things to look at.
And you know what? And we don't hear about rent rates going down, and we just kind of constantly hear about rents
Right.
continuing to rise.
Right.
So, I'm sure that's got to come into the equation.
Well, it's interesting you say that too, because that becomes the other question mark of, are you consistently looking at, I'm kind of with you. I don't see rental rates dropping when you, in a market where interest rates are dropping. So then you start thinking, what's the trade-off here? I've been renting at this certain amount, or it keeps going up year over year, versus if I were to now buy, what would that look like? So it's definitely got people talking, even just amongst my own friends and family. People have reached out and said, you know what, maybe I need to look at this again. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So definitely something to consider. And in all reality, it doesn't take that much to consider, and you should be able to easily compare those numbers and look at some opportunities there.
Yeah. And one of the, I'll throw this out there. It's our disclaimer for all of us. None of us are CPAs or tax accountants, so
Sure.
certainly
Right.
consult your tax person. But
Yes, always.
interest is still deductible within
Correct.
certain parameters, and as long as you fit into the formula with that. Property taxes to a certain extent are still deductible, so that always offsets part of the cost of ownership too.
Yeah, and all of those factors come into play too in terms of evaluating the overall cost benefit analysis on a refinance or purchase, those types of things. So it's an exciting time in the mortgage industry for us. These waves kind of come, they definitely come in waves. So you don't know how long, and I've had actually some people say, well, how low are they going to get? And I'm like, well, nobody can see perfectly. But I've had people who waited, and then they come back and they just missed the window. And sometimes those windows can close pretty fast. So what I'd recommend, specifically people who have considered buying, get updated information. Those numbers could have changed since the last time you talked with maybe a lender, or even done your own research on it.
Yeah.
So.
But that, and Jeremy, that's all great information.
Yeah.
That's just that.
And a perfect example, I just had a buyer do that, their rent went up $500 on their next renewal, and she's like, wait, we're to $3,000 a month now, we can just buy a house, and now with the rates where they're at, they qualified for a lot more.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
you can qualify for a lot more.
Well, Jeremy, thank you for joining us today. We really do appreciate it.
My pleasure.
We do. It's good seeing you.
Jeremy's information is going to come up on the screen here in just a moment. We would, if you have any questions at all, certainly reach out to him. He can answer those for you and can help you go through that cost benefit analysis. So, Jeremy, thank you.
Thanks, guys, for letting me on.
You're
My
welcome.
pleasure. Thank you very much.
So, And we can take off our headphones now. So.
Oh, yeah, he did it. Didn't mess it up.
It didn't.
No, it doesn't move.
Well, I really appreciate you
Well,
coming in today.
not bad for my first time, so I'm glad you invited me. I had a really good time.
Good. We have to
Good
come
luck.
back and do it again with
Will do.
us. So we want to thank y'all very much for tuning in today. It's been a lot of fun. Episode 51. Sorry, Weston, we missed you today, but certainly reach out to us on Facebook. If you're not watching us live there, go like our page. We'd love to keep up with you. Visit our Instagram account. We try to keep recent properties that we have for sale up there and just things that are going on in the real estate industry. Certainly reach out to us on our website, updikepugh.com. There is a lot of detailed information there about the home buying and selling process. And then homeprice.fyi. If you've got a piece of property that you want to get a value on, go put an address in, provide a couple of other pieces of info, and you'll instantly have a value. And then certainly reach out to us in the traditional ways. Our phone number is 214-377-2223. Thank you very much for joining us. And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.